Hey everybody, it's Angelo with Angelo's Workbench. Welcome back to video number 2 in the Salvino JR Models 2022 Joey Logano Ford Mustang Championship Car video series. The first thing that we're going to do in this video is we're going to get started gluing together the motor. The motor in the kit is fantastically beautiful. The color callouts and the parts that they have for the intake manifold and everything, basically the whole top end of the motor, and then the front of the motor with all of the belts and pulleys and everything is really great. As you can see, this model engine builds up wonderfully and is a great start to the kit. So at this point right here, I'm having some trouble getting the glue to come out of the container. The metal tips sometimes clog with model glue, and because it's a metal tip, it's very easy to just pass the end through a little bit of flame from a lighter, and then squeeze the container as you do that, and you'll see like a little puff of fire, and then the clog is gone, and then you can proceed gluing. So moving on to the part of the chassis now where the wheels get attached in the front, the A-arms and stuff. The instructions say that you support the chassis with a couple of pennies to set your ride height, which I thought was kind of cool. Now, this is where I ran into a little bit of a problem because my front chassis was warped a little. I didn't quite know it yet, but I did discover it later on. That there was a little bit of warpage in the chassis, and that made things a little bit difficult. So make sure your chassis is nice and flat before you start out. Heat it up, bend it, do whichever you got to do to whatever your normal process is for unwarping parts. And then I'm going to continue on. I'm going to use my pennies for ride height and get this set up. It was at this point that I figured I would address the drive shaft. They do say right in the instructions that the drive shaft needs to have an 1/8 inch of styrene material inserted. So we're going to do that now. Going to basically just cut the drive shaft and take a piece of eighth inch of a piece of styrene rod, 1/8 inch piece, and seam it into the middle of the drive shaft. So then the drive shaft will be long enough to make it from the rear end to the transmission of the motor. That's going to wrap up video number 2 in the Ford Mustang Joey Logano car number 22 video series. Hope you'll come on back next week. Join me for video number 3, where we'll finish this up and have our completed slideshow. Go ahead and click that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Please send me comments, questions, anything. I love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think of the build so far. Let me know if you've got this kit, if you're trying it out somewhere. Also, don't be afraid to check me out on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, all under Angelo's Workbench, for additional content not seen here. We'll see you next week.